Yeah.
But you cannot change the size of the screen. Okay, welcome back to Crash and Eddie. It's been a while, people. It is 11/11/2022, and it's a doggone bloodbath. Crash, what the heck's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing there, Eddie? I'm doing well, and what's going on? They're they're weeding out the weak hands.
Yep. Yeah, that's what this is about right now, people. The goal is to shake out retail investors. Don't forget that. That's what it is. Shake out retail institutions coming in. We knew that they were going to come in at dirt cheap prices because that's how the game is played. That's how they play it. Um, but this is part of the issue. So seek value. By the way, no financial advice. Don't forget that. Do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only, and it is entertaining lately.
So how did this come down, Eddie? I mean, like what's today? Today's Friday. Was it
Yep.
Monday when this all came out?
It's kind of it was well the stuff with CZ went down I think Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been going on for a good it's kind of to me, of course, a little bit of conspiracy here, but to me it looks like this is all planned out.
Yeah, I mean, because FTX was nobody had any clue there was any issues. I mean, I never heard anything,
And they blew up
and
so
all of a sudden,
fast, right? Like they
it sounded almost like Sam Bankman-Fried didn't even know that they were in trouble
it's
because he's out tweeting, everything's fine, we got plenty of money for all the deposits, and then all of a sudden the next day it's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
I mean, and what happened with like 8 billion, dude? That my understanding is there's like a 8 to 9 billion hole in their balance sheet. I mean, okay, what kind of risk did you take that you blew 8 to 9 billion? I don't. It's
Wow.
and again though, it's the centralized player. This is why in crypto people are trying to get rid of the middleman because you can't have mistakes in DeFi. This is all programmed and it's transparent. It's truly transparent. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to get this going down unless you program a coin to like not be backed by anything and stuff like that, and people should know that. So so that's what this show is about, people. We're just giving you a quick update on FT FTX, basically, which recently they were literally on the umpire jerseys for the World Series, sponsored by FTX. I mean, that's how big this
Yeah.
thing got, you know,
Yeah.
just everywhere. Um, so let's get some pricing here real quick, people. I should do live coin market, but I'm going to do market cap. So we got, let's see, Bitcoin 16.8. Got down to what? Low 15s, Crash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got down pretty low. A lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to 10. It still could go to 6 or 8. I don't see any of that. I think
Well, I didn't see it going back below 20,000, and it certainly did. Oh, I got a deposit. Nice.
good. So now you can focus on the show. Good. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have happened since we talked last. There's a lot of murmurings too about Solana. Are you hearing that, Crash?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm hanging on to my Solana. I'm not selling it.
Right. Oh boy. Okay. So
I think the Solana is a lot of fun, anyways, because it's just piling on all this other stuff.
right. There's a lot. The goal right now, people, is to shake people out, put a ton of fear so that you don't come even close to any crypto because you're not supposed to own it. Meanwhile, the banks are stacking and loading and taking control of everything they can, you know. So, and they're gonna do as much as they can. So, we got, man, there's so much going on we got to catch up on. But this show, we just wanted to kind of touch on FTX, which is, where is FTX, man? It's,
I don't know. It was down 23% a minute ago.
yeah, it's at, what, a couple bucks?
Oh,
FTX token 275. We're at 273. Okay, here's the 1 day. Here's the 7 day. Here's the 3 month. So, a lot of stuff was going on here, and I know a lot of people got out at in the low 20s. So, basically, he was trying to put the funds together himself. He basically went out and leveraged clients' assets is what he did, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's fraud. Only the fractional banking system can do that."
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, the enlightenment to the system is
All right.
classic.
I mean, I get it. Okay, he shouldn't have done that, but is that in the rules that they can't leverage crypto? Because I find it hard to believe that these other exchanges aren't doing that, but I don't know. I mean, it's not like companies don't do that. This whole thing just seems like somewhere in some offshore account, Mr. Sammy has like 8 billion sitting, and the government's all cool with it. He's the fall guy. I just wonder. I mean, I know that's conspiracy. It's just they bring these players in, they blow them up to be these amazing, you know. I mean, this guy was literally in Congress talking to people. I mean, all over the place. It's just like, so no one knew. He literally met with the SEC too. Suspicious stuff with all this, you know.
Yeah.
And the timing too. Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the perfect time, right when, November, December is typically boom time for cryptos, and, they just threw mud on the whole thing.
Right. And now everyone is just like, oh, crypto. And you know what, guys? It's not going anywhere. This is just, I mean, you notice if it's so bad and it's such a, it's just going to zero, then why isn't the market going to zero? Why is it still coming out? It's bouncing right back to $1 trillion in market cap,
Yeah, right.
So I got an article here. Hold on here 1 second. Okay, so let's take a look at this fine piece of completely neutral journalism.
Hey, can I jump in here real
Yeah,
quick?
what do you got?
BlockFi just put out an email.
Okay.
Pausing client withdrawals.
Really?
BlockFi. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing they're pushing out now. There's going to be a bunch of contagion and all this stuff. This isn't one of those contagion situations where there's a lot of people that are going to lose a lot, but this isn't Deutsche Bank or anything. This is this is in the grand scheme of the financial world. There's going to be some contagion within the crypto industry, like your BlockFi and stuff like that. Which, you know, it's crypto isn't meant to be leveraged. You know, CZ came out. Did you hear that email that he came out with? He's like, 2 lessons here. Never leverage a token that you created. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other thing? I forget the other thing. But that is a good lesson, man. If you're making this token, don't leverage it, man. That's not really... It's not really what...
It's unethical to start.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what are you doing? Now it is kind of a Ponzi scheme, right? Because you're... Yeah, you're just... Yeah, so it... it's... There's a lot of chicanery going on.
I just hope I don't get a letter like this from crypto.com.
Do you have the letter at all, or?
Yeah, it's right in front of me. I just got,
What does it say, basically?
It says, we are shocked and dismayed by the news regarding FTX and Amida. We like the rest of the world. We, like the rest of the world, found out about this situation through Twitter. Given the lack of clarity on the status of FTX.com, FTX US, and Alameda, we are not able to operate business as usual. Our priority has been, number 2, our priority has been to, and will continue to be, to protect our clients and their interests. Number 3, until there is further clarity, we are limiting platform activity, including pausing client withdrawals as allowed under the terms period. We will share more specifics as soon as possible. We request that clients not deposit to BlockFi wallet or interest accounts at this time. 4, this is the last one. We intend to communicate as frequently as possible going forward, and anticipate that we will be less frequent than what our clients and other shareholders are used to.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. There's going to be, the lesson is, though, you guys, get your crypto off exchanges. You guys know this. I mean, we've told you that you don't use your exchanges, but get them off there, because it's not yours. It's completely controlled by the middleman, which that's the game. So then CNBC puts out this piece straight this morning, and this is they're using this to really just scare everyone out of crypto, so that it can really just be for institutions. I mean, that's what they want. And then later on they'll be like, come on in, once stuff's many thousands of multiples of where it is now. Come on in, guys. What are you doing? Are you stupid? Of course you should own crypto. And we'll help you custody it.
Yeah. Now that we bought it off for a penny and we're selling it to you for $1.
Yes. I mean, it's the same chicanery that Wall Street and these firms and the powers that be consistently play, so that average people can't really generate wealth. Unless you're in the know, like people that listen to this show are. All right. So this is just, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I kind of want to, but it's just a hit piece on crypto. It starts out a year after Bitcoin peaked at more than 68,000. It's down below 18,000. The industry has been hit with macroeconomic challenges, market forces, and scandals. What was dubbed the crypto winter earlier this year turned disastrous this week with the spectacular collapse of FTX. You know, it just. What did they say? Here goes week investors describing Bitcoin as a future money. And if it's such a collapse, then Bitcoin should be like $5. It should completely collapse. You know? Not be at 18, 17, 18.
A company didn't collapse. Cryptocurrency didn't collapse. A company collapsed.
Right. Exactly. A centralized company, mind you. You know, with a player that suspect anyways, man. Very suspect. You know, and CZ just tore him apart, man. Really. And because at the end of the day, CZ, more and more, you got to respect that guy, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So
he's a leader for sure.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, that's the head of Binance, which is now pretty much, it's them and Coinbase in the crypto market. And what do you know? America and China. That's basically what it is. As far as centralized exchanges and CZ, yeah, I mean, would you call Binance centralized? I mean, I guess you would, right? For sure, Binance US is.
US,
yeah.
Sure. And Binance, you got to do KYC to get on Binance, regular Binance too.
Now you do, yeah. So CZ, he had his meetings and they knew really, because they want crypto out there. If they didn't want crypto around, you guys, it would have been long gone. You know, this is the new financial system. Don't forget that. So this thing goes on to just hit on, you know, the industry once valued at roughly $3 trillion now sits around $900 billion. Anyone that's in crypto, typical volatility, nothing strange, and it's still around $1 trillion because it's not going anywhere. If it was a fad or something, it'd be gone, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. All these companies wouldn't be adopting it if it was going away.
Right. So I'll link this.
I give a 0% chance that cryptocurrency goes away.
Right. And then Sailor, they float these guys out that are like pieces. They're kind of like pawns that they use, you know? I really believe that. Sailor's another one. If you look at what he did with his career and stuff, and then they bring him in and he is just the marketing piece for Bitcoin to make darn sure that it doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? He's just like, put your treasury in it. I mean, it's kind of a game, you know? So this just goes through the whole crypto thing. You know, all the issues with it, stable coins, all this stuff. You know, you listen to Jim Cramer, it's just like, and this is what I love about it too, because he's always wrong. He's like known for being wrong, and he just hates anything crypto, you know? Even though he bought Bitcoin and bought literal farms from Bitcoin, is what he says. So but yeah, I mean, this is kind of, to me, this kind of stuff, it has to happen, and it forces people to be so afraid that they literally beg for regulations. That's where this is going. You know, where
that's I hear it right now. People are begging for regulations, and this is a huge driver.
Yeah. So now you got institutions and regulations. I mean, I don't think it's gonna shut down crypto at all. It's gonna be more controlled. I definitely think it's gonna be way more institutional. There is a window here, people, where later on it's gonna be, you better be an accredited investor, or I think you're going to lose a lot of access. It's known, and they don't like the fact that to date, retail investors got into crypto before institutions because of the network effect that is crypto, because it's actually a networking technology. They hate that. They hate it.
Yeah.
It's gone. This opportunity, it's gone. Once regs come out, they're gonna blow this up. First of all, stuff's not gonna be affordable. It's just gonna be like buying a stock for $20. Sure,
Yeah.
you can get a few hundred. Go ahead and spend 10 grand on a few hundred.
Yeah.
And you might double your money in 5-10 years. It's just it's gonna be it'll be a lot like the system now. Where it's going to be, your early deals are going to be led by VCs. They're going to be VC backed. This is just such a unique period, isn't it, Crash? I mean,
it is. It's highly educational.
Yeah, I mean,
so much. Just
and they've done the job though, right? They've done the job that, really, it is going to be like 1 to 5% of people are really going to take advantage of the opportunity that is crypto. That's about it. It's not mass adoption is going to come when people are forced into it, and it's just another asset class.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, but man, it's the way of the world.
It's gonna be a sad day when crypto finds its top. And it's just another asset class again.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah. So, and, the Ripple case is still at the center of that. We're going to do a lot of updates, you guys. We got a lot to update and talk about. A lot of stuff with Gala going on, that whole ecosystem. A lot of stuff with the XRP ecosystem. The Bitcoin, the Ethereum. Crash, we got to do some shows here. So
I like the Zoom wallet. I like the DEX that's on there now. It's really easy to use. You don't even need to go to a different DEX. You can do it all right on Zoom now.
Yeah, you've had some experience with that, so that's kind of a neat thing that's interesting, and I've heard from like David Schwartz and stuff that he's kind of alluded that wallets are going to become exchanges, and eventually you're not going to an exchange for any asset, really. I mean, whether it's gold or you're just going to be able to exchange anything.
The system, they cannot let that happen. That's the fear I have. They cannot let that happen.
Yeah, but
and they're not gonna let it happen without a hell of a fight.
Right. But you have tech on your side, and it's really hard to go against basic technology rules, man. I mean, it's just hard to do. It's like it's like getting people to not drink water. How are you going to do it when this is just the technology is there? You don't need to go through a third party for Sally to pay Jim. You just don't need to do it anymore,
No.
But I'll be darned. I mean, go ahead.
I forget what I was going to say.
No, I was just going to say, like, when you use Zelle or Venmo, okay, you see where they're going with the centralized system. For instance, I had a family member Venmo another family member over the weekend. I kind of watched it. And, of course, it went through and the transaction goes through right away, but it really doesn't take place until the following week when the banks are open. That's when it actually settles, where that person can actually access the money, so.
Oh yeah, and all those banks send that money overnight to the Fed and get interest on it.
Yeah, and trade it around and all this stuff so that they can actually exist, because most of them are actually bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I will link this article below, you guys. It's a good read. They have an interview with Sam Bankman-Fried attached, and like you said, so today the latest is he has resigned as CEO, and they've filed Chapter 11, and I believe that's there's basically two companies, one that is US based, but this one that all this stuff happened is non-US based. He set it up in the Bahamas, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that Alameda?
no, that's FTX. The company is actually, yeah, the exchange. Alameda, I'm not sure, but that was the other thing he had on the side that was owning some of the FTX token or FTT or whatever. So that was part of the issue too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, man, and it's like
A lot of shell games going on at the same time.
yeah. But you know what I like though, Crash, is that this is going to really, I think, kind of make people take a hard look at DeFi, where it's set up and you can change it, but you have to have a vote of like 80% or however it's set up,
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, it's transparent. It's set, okay, here's your inflation. Like Songbird is now at 8% inflation. They just reduced it from 10 to 8, but that's what it is, you know? You know exactly what's going on.
It's a fair playing field.
Yeah, and no, like the head, once it's truly decentralized, like the head of Songbird or of Flare Finance or whatever, cannot just go in and say, oh, I'm going to move this here and take this and start a new company with this, and then, you know what I mean? So it's a game changer, and I too think that is the new bond market. I think DeFi is going to be the new bond market because there's shenanigans in that too, so. I don't know.
You keep seeing stuff about the reset, and I have a feeling that reset's coming a lot faster than we may have anticipated.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too, and I think it has to, because you have other countries now not trading in the U.S. dollar. That's the issue here, and therefore. The petrodollar's over. It's done. It's just kind of a. Let's not talk about it. Let's just get on this new system. And and I think some of these cryptos are going to be really strategic, like XRP, like XLM, XDC, some of these different ones. And I think they're going to be mostly owned by these governments, for a good chunk of it. They're going to be controlled, or owned at least, I don't know how much they'll control it, but I don't know. Man, there's a lot going on, though.
Yeah, tricky business.
All right, people, do the right thing. We got new tech going on, so these shows are going to evolve and get better, and we'll try and get info as fast as we can to you. We're very behind, so we'll do some different shows and get them out to you. And so we'll have...
That's interesting that Litecoin's up.
Is it?
In the green.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Where everything else is down. I just wonder if something big's not going on with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Litecoin kind of like really been, nobody talks about Litecoin. That makes me question whether there's some big plans in the move in the works with that.
Right.
It's a great platform. It works great.
There too.
Great, super fast.
Right. If this whole space is just a bunch of shams and it's used and all this, why is Litecoin at $62? Makes no sense. It should be pennies if this space isn't legit. Absolute pennies, But it is legit. It's not going anywhere, so don't get caught up in the fear, people. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Crash, you got anything else, man?
Nope. Everybody enjoy your day and live in the present.
All right.
Over and out.
All right, Crash. So, man, I didn't get to enough.
There's a lot of info we didn't get to, but
Yeah. It's just we can't
Yeah,
do 2-hour shows. We'll break them up.
yeah, how long was that?
Half hour.